With the big announcement of what to expect from Rogue Company in 2021, seasons being added, a new mode Wingman which brings new skirmish maps, 8 new rogues starting with Kestrel, a new map Dahila which brings with it a new limited time mode, the much waited for battle pass, and much more. All these things are great, but there are a few areas I think First Watch should address in order to keep their player base. Let's lock and load and get into it. Number 5, account statistics. I like what developers have given us so far in account statistics. As of right now, it's not working on the console side, but that's for another video. We have the ability to view time played, victories, downs, headshots, etc. for each rogue as well as globally. I use stats as a way to judge how well I'm performing and what areas I need to improve at. I also use stats as a way to judge another player's skills. Hence why, in my book, the more stats you can provide, the better. Weapon, gadget, and ability stats for each rogue, along with average downs and eliminations per round and match, are some of the main stats I would like to see added. I think it would be interesting to see if you're as good with the Deadeye when you're playing the Fixer as you are when you play Talon. Weapon stats could break down body shots, headshots, and the average between the two, along with the percentages of shots hit, miss, and the average between the two. Depending on the gadget, these stats could break down, for example, as how many stim tags downs, eliminations, and how many stim tag sticks you have between the two, as well as how many times you have used a flashbang, the amount of times you have successfully blinded an opponent, how many downs you have while a player was blind, and even how many times you have died after a successful flashbang hit. Ability stats could break down as how many times you have used Demon's Grenade Launcher, how many times you have downed someone, and the average between the two. You could even do how many times you have used Chalk's ability, how much damage you soaked up while his ability was activated, how many downs you have achieved, how many times you have successfully revived yourself. I would love for First Watch to add a place to see your in-game achievements. That's your first blood, kill streaks, headhunter, long shot, etc. You can use this to reward players with exclusive player identity items for achieving, for example, 50 headhunter pins. Plus, now you have created a second function for something in the game you really only saw during gameplay. These are just a few ideas for stats I would love to see added in the game. Comment down below what stats, if any, you would want to be added in account statistics. Number 4, community events. The great people over at First Watch have already introduced us to double XP mastery weekend and limited time modes like arms race, strikeout team snipers, and hardcore demolition. Now we're on the eve for the one thing the community has been asking for, a battle pass. This is a spectacular start to a great year of Rogue Company. One of the ways I think First Watch should help reward the community of players that support their game is to introduce community events. These events could be as simple as adding back a limited time mode, double rep, store discounts, etc. Or they could be a bit complex. For example, having players go on Twitter using hashtag Rogue Community Contracts to submit a clip of them performing an in-game action they think would make an awesome community contract. For new players, contracts are in-game tasks that you can complete to receive rep. It's located below Matchmaking in the lobby, just like that subscribe button is located to the right of my channel name. If you're enjoying the video and haven't subscribed yet, I would greatly appreciate you clicking that red button to make sure you don't miss out on another video from yours truly. Based off of the difficulty and uniqueness, First Watch could choose the best 10 from that month. Should community contracts have a set value, or should rep be awarded like other contracts in the game? Comment your thoughts down below. It's possible what I just mentioned will be in the upcoming battle pass, but I feel like you shouldn't have to pay extra money to participate in certain events. The Frigid Hall event is a perfect example of that, and I hope that once the Battle Pass is released, community events could be expanded to allow players who pay to earn both the free community events and the exclusive Battle Pass community events. Number 3, matchmaking. Matchmaking is getting some much needed attention. With the new season, Rank is getting new features to help players get matched closer to their skill level. What really grinds my gears is the fact that only Rank matchmaking is getting these features. I believe First Watch should have took this time to address matchmaking as a whole. What's the point of having player levels if the game isn't going to recognize it? Someone level 121 shouldn't be matched in a game with players that are level 20. I know the other modes are for casual play, hence why it shouldn't matter, but how can you convert a casual player into a dedicated player if they are getting matched with players who fully understand the game? This is demoralizing as a new player. What I believe should be done to start is creating a beginner's queue. This queue will be available with each game mode, so players will get matched up with similar players of skill and amount of time played. This will give new players a chance to get used to the mechanics and maps of the game before taking on another player who's been playing the game much longer. Extraction and Strikeout should open up to ranked queues as well. This will allow players who take these modes seriously a place to queue up in without having to be matched with players who want a more casual experience. Number 2, improve ban system. I made it known my dislike for the current ban system. It's just not getting the job done as more players leave matches. When you leave a match, it leads to players not enjoying the game and showcases how toxic the rogue community can be. To combat this, I propose a system that punishes consistent behavior. This system is made up of 3 different queues. The normal queue we use every day to find matches, a deserters queue, and a deserters queue plus. The deserters queue is the queue players are placed in once they have left their 4th match. They will be queued up with fellow players who have left matches and toxic players breaking the rules. Matches will take twice as long to find since normal queue is given the priority. Deserters queue plus is a queue for players who are in deserters queue and have received 3 strikes for leaving matches in the last 60 days. They will be matched up with fellow deserter queue plus players and matches will take an extended amount of time to find. In order to be placed into deserters queue, you will have to gain strikes on your account for either toxic behavior and or leaving matches. The first time you leave a match, the player will be given a friendly warning. The second time a player leaves a match, they'll be given a warning about deserters queue and will be put on a 30-second timeout. The third time a player leaves a match, they'll be timed out for 1 minute and 30 seconds and given their final warning. 4th time leaving a match, the player is given a 2-minute timeout and they are placed into deserters queue. 5th time leaving a match, you get a final warning. 6th time leaving a match, the player is placed in deserters queue plus and given a 3-minute timeout. A player will be in deserters queue for a 2-week period or 28 game hours played. So if you log into Rogue and play a match every day, in 2 weeks you'll be placed out of deserters queue, or if you play 28 game hours in deserters queue, you'll be out of the queue as well. A player will be in deserters queue plus for a 4-week period or 56 game hours played. In a month's time, if a player has only left 2 matches, their deserter queue warning goes away. If the player leaves 3 matches in a month, their deserter queue warning carries over to the next month. Number 1, player divide. I went out and asked a few Roco players I know who are currently competing on a pro level how they feel about the competitive scene in Rogue Company, and if they could change one thing, what would it be? Please pause the video if you would like to take the time to read their replies to the question. And go give them a follow. You can find their links to their socials in the description below. I wanted to ask a similar question to the casual players that I know, but I didn't get a response. So, being the person that I am, I hopped into a few streams and came to a conclusion. The casual player just got bored with the game. For me, that's one of the main problems with Rogue. Where's that joy and passion experience on the competitive side of the game and for the casual player? I feel as if First Watch has been kind of one-sided when it comes to new additions being added to the game for the casual player. Now we are on the eve of season 1, so all that could be ready to change. Another issue which I consider is major, and I know it's a controversial topic, but I feel it needs to be said. When you treat one mode as the only mode that judges skill, you create a divide in your player base that can lead to a toxic community. A player shouldn't feel shunned because the mode they pour hours into is looked down upon. We're all here for one thing. We love Rogue Company. Whether it's acing a team in demolition, coming back 0-2 to get the dub and strikeout, pulling off that right maneuver to get the advantage in extraction, or never leaving your wingman to dominate. Each game mode requires a different level of skill and understanding. Reward those players who spend hours playing matches and developing strategies. Open all game modes to rank queues. These are areas of the game I deem should be addressed in order for Rogue Company to thrive and grow. What areas of the game do you think First Watch should work on? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. You can check out more of my Rogue Company content by viewing the suggested videos I picked on the screen. Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters.